Alrighty, tidy everyone. Since parent-teacher conferences are coming up soon, I thought it would be a good idea to go over a feature that we didn't really talk about too much in our training. I think we kind of glossed over it. But this is the appointment group feature of Canvas. So what I've done is I've gone to my Canvas calendar, and I guess this is kind of like a little bonus tip. You can show and hide your various calendars. I'm going to hide all of the ones except for my sandbox, just because I feel like that will make it a bit less overwhelming, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and go over to our conference date, October the 22nd. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to click Appointment Group. Now, I've done this upwards of 15 times, so it's going to autofill for me, but that's fine. We have 1:30 to 8 o'clock, and the really cool thing is that if I click here, put 15 minutes, and click Go, it will generate 15-minute appointment slots for that time. Now, once again, I have done this a whole bunch of times because I keep doing it and then I keep messing up. So my computer is kind of used to doing this. When you do this the first time, it's going to take a while. Just that's okay. Just let it be. I'm going to go ahead and select my calendars. Once again, I only have my sandbox showing, so it's only giving me that as an option. But in theory, you could have an appointment. You could have appointment groups going across several different courses and several different calendars. So you could have students sign up in groups, and you could limit the slot to, or limit the time slots to so many students. Like if you wanted to do writing conferences with or group projects or something like that. But since this is parent-teacher conferences, we're just going to leave it at one user. You probably shouldn't allow students to see who signed up for the time slots. I can't particularly think of a really good reason why you do that even for the classroom, but especially since this is parent-teacher conferences, the less naming of students we can do, the better. Now, this is something you might want to change. It says limit participants to attend one appointment. You could change this by turning it off completely, and then parents could sign up for as many appointment slots as they wanted, or you could even do like constrain it to 2, because we all have those parents who we like to see for a full half hour because we have a lot to talk about in regards to their child. And especially since this year we have so few students, it might be advantageous to take advantage of the extra time. Yes, advantageous to take advantage of. This is a very professional tutorial. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it as 1, and you'll see why later, purposes of demonstration and all that. I'm going to go ahead and write, please type in person or Google Meets in your appointment comment. And that's more so that we have some details on the appointment group anyways, and it might not be a bad idea to do that. I don't know. I'm not running your parent-teacher conferences. You decide. So I'm going to go ahead and publish, and this will take about half of my lifetime to do because it basically has to create an individual time slot or an individual event for each one of those time slots. Normally, I would press pause on Screencastify and then resume recording, but my Screencastify doesn't like that. So here we have an approximation of how long parent-teacher conferences actually feels to the average teacher, and you'll notice that each one of those things is a cute little 15-minute appointment. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my sandbox course and look at it from the student side. Over here, if I go to student view and if I actually click it, and then I go to course calendar, it's going to look like there's nothing there. And this is something that you might want to go over with your students or create a video or ask me to create a video. I have nothing better to do with my spare time. Because when they go here, it shows nothing. They have to click find appointment. And they have to click the course that they're enrolled, or click the course for, whatever your appointment group is in. And I'm going to go ahead and just 2 o'clock. That sounds good. And look, it says, please type in person or Google Meets in your appointment comment. Well, I'm going to type in person because I want to go see my teacher, my child's teacher, in person. Oh no. In person. And I'm going to click reserve. Now, the reason I set it to limit to one appointment is, let's say a parent forgets, even though I don't exactly know how they'd forget because it gets blanked out, but it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and think, oh, I want to sign up for 2:30. Well, I tried, no. Okay. If I try doing that in, well, it's going to say, oh, do you want to cancel your previous reservation and make a new one, or do you want to cancel the one you were trying to make and just go back to the original? So that's really cool. And then I want to show one last thing from the teacher side. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Leave Student View. One of the interesting, cool things is it shows you on the teacher side, again, oh, look, I can see that I have an appointment here, but all the rest of them are grayed out. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one. And it says, oh, here's what they said. They're going to come in person. And from here, you can message a student. Obviously, since we're only having one student sign up for each appointment slot, you could just message them anyways. But this would be helpful if you were doing, bigger groups. I'm going to go ahead and go to group details because if, let's say you were doing this as a test or you were going to do an appointment group and then you decided to move it, the date didn't work out. Normally, from this screen, you would have to delete every single one of those appointment slots. And that takes a long time. Don't ask me how I know. So I'm going to go ahead and click Group Details. And from here, you could choose to delete the entire group. You can also edit some of the details. You can add more time slots if you want. And you can obviously change the location details, all of this good stuff. But I think the really cool thing is you can choose, or no, you can choose, haha. You can see who has signed up and when. And this would be really helpful if you were planning your parent-teacher conference day because it kind of gives you, oh, at a glance, here are the time slots that I have open, or here are the students, here's the order of parents that are going to be coming in. So I just thought that was a really helpful way of viewing your appointments, especially for something like parent-teacher conferences. All right, well, I hope you learned something, and even if you didn't, I hope that this was at least mildly entertaining for you, because I think this is going to be something that I'm going to be doing for parent-teacher conferences because I feel like it kind of takes away a lot of that crazy scheduling. And again, if you'd like me to create a tutorial for your students or for your parents on how to do this, just let me know.